So my favorite car that I've ever owned literally exploded in the parking lot of my apartment complex. And I have pictures to prove it. Here's the car on fire. Here's the car on fire from another angle. This is the car burnt now. It literally just exploded one morning. Like, nah, I'm tired of this whole driving stuff. Pow, I'm done. Quick side note, I'm letting my brother Mark do the art for this special edition episode, so you won't get my high caliber HD quality characters, but you know, enjoy his little bootleg cartoon work. All right, back to the story. Now, like I said, this was my favorite car, right? I just hooked up the sound system in the car, put some subs in the trunk, like just put brand new rims on the car. I felt so confident standing next to it, driving it. It was my favorite car. So naturally, I was so hurt when I saw my car in the parking lot exploding. So what happened is this morning, I'm sleeping peacefully. It's like 5 a.m. Now at this time, I should have been on my way to work, but I had overslept. I didn't hear my alarm. So I'm passed out. All of a sudden, my neighbor is just banging on my door. You just hear, doo, 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 doo. I'm roommates with my brother Marc at the time. My brother Marc pops out of the room. He's like, yo, what is going on? I pop up freaking out like, yo, why is somebody banging on the door? And I go to the door, I'm like, yo, who is it? My neighbor's like, hey, I think your car's on fire. And I was like, I wasn't sure what he was trying to tell me. I'm like, what do you mean my car's on fire? He's like, no, it's exploding. I'm like, what do you mean my car is exploding? He's like, literally exploding. So I open the door and I turn the corner. I look over the balcony and I see my car literally on flames. Now, when I say exploding, I mean just that. Like in the movies, you could audibly hear boom, boom, boom with each fireball. So at this moment, I go to freak out level like 10, right? I call 911. I'm like, get the fire department here ASAP. My car is exploding. If the fire gets to the fuel line, the whole place is gonna go. Like I'm losing it. The lady's like, okay, sir, calm down. Tell me what's going on. Fast forward, finally, by the time the fire department gets there, right, and they put out the fire, I'm just distraught because at this point, I realized that my car is done. Like it's totaled. There's no way it survives this. Like I'm just distraught, right? My brother's got his arm around me. He's like, yeah, you know, I'm not gonna tell you it's gonna be all right, but yo, I'm sorry. So now at this point, they gotta do like a whole like investigation thing, right? So I couldn't even like touch the car. I couldn't do anything. An officer comes up and he starts questioning me. He's like, so have you made anybody mad recently? And I was like, not that I know of. Like I try to make everybody happy. He's like, what about any ex-girlfriends? You have any ex-girlfriends that you might have made mad? And I'm like, no. And he's like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, for the second time, I'm pretty sure. He's like, are you sure there's no ex-girlfriend that's mad that might want to take out some revenge and maybe burn your car? I was like, yo, bro, like this sounds a little personal, man. Did you go through something? Like, who hurt you? So finally, after the police and firemen leave and my car is just sitting there burnt, I realized now I got to call into my job and tell them I'm not going to make it in. At this point, I'm already over an hour late. I didn't even think to call them. So I call my job and I tell my boss like, hey, I'm so sorry. I'm not gonna make it into work today. My car exploded. Immediately, my boss didn't even believe me. He was like, you're saying your car exploded? I'm like, yes. He's like, exploded. So basically this is your excuse for saying you overslept? I was like, well, yes, but also no, exploded. Like literal fireballs shooting out of the hood of my car. He was like, now I've heard some excuses in my day, but a car exploding has to be by far the worst excuse I've ever heard. So they didn't even believe me until like the next day when I show up to work, and luckily my brother took pictures. We also had a video. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened to the video, but we had video footage and pictures of the car exploding. I still think even after seeing the pictures, my boss didn't believe me. Like maybe till this day, that man thinks that I set my car on fire just so I could call in. Like what an excuse. Like, oh man, I don't want to go to work today. How about I just blow my car up? What's even crazier is I realized that like, yo, if I was driving to work, I would have been in the car while it was exploding. Like the whole steering wheel area, all of that was on fire and I could have been in the car. Who knows if I would have got injured or not, but yeah, sleeping in and being late for work probably saved my life. There you go. For anybody who feels bad calling into work. So yeah, moral of the story, you know, if your car starts exploding, make sure you take video and pictures and, you know, don't feel bad if you got to call into work. You know, maybe you could be saving your own life.